Be Love. Hey, Anthony. It's good, y'all. Hey, Bear. Let's get this shit cracking tonight, y'all. For real. We're gonna start in a little bit, yo. Okay, so Anthony, hang tight real quick, man. Hang tight. So me and Joe, we're gonna talk for a little bit, and then we're gonna have you guys join. So just hang tight, hang. Yes. Hold your applause. Hold your applause, shit. Yeah, hold your applause. About this evening, so we're going to it's some things that I wanted to talk about last night, which is fine. We didn't get a chance to talk about because like we had a whole it was just incredibly hectic last night at the cookout last night. And I'm sorry, some of us I wanted some of you guys to actually talk, but once again there were liberated people. I'm sorry for T.O. But whatever. But we had fun last night though. But what we didn't talk about last night, we're going to talk about this evening because it was just some things that I really wanted to talk about. Number one, I want to talk about, first of all, the wrestling toxicity that's on here. I want to address that for a reason. I'm not trying to put anybody out per se. But I'm just going to let you know this, and this is from my experience on being on here and also working with other people. When people say that they are really this, believe what they say. Dead ass. And the reason why I say that is because when I first came on here, my intention was, like I said, change the game. Just bring something fresh, bring something new, work my ass off, tried to get to the live. I did that, check mark, met some people, met a lot of people as a matter of fact over the last year or so, check mark. But the problem is that when people see you and see like what you're capable of, people really get intimidated. And I don't know why. That shit is very weird to me. I just know that, like I said, hey, you doing your shit over there, that's cool, but what you're doing over there, I'm not really rocking with that right now. And for the simple fact that you come out the woodworks and you are trying to start shit, like, indirectly, it doesn't sit well with me. So I have to leave them alone. And I'm seeing some more of that shit on TikTok as well. I'm seeing that on TikTok, I'm seeing that on Twitter, but more so TikTok, because TikTok is toxic and it does not need to be toxic for any reason whatsoever. So, once again, me and Anthony talked about this last night on the show. We are some journalists, and I want to fuck around with journalists that actually want to talk about wrestling instead of talking about a particular company. Once again, not trying to throw any shots. However, you can't sit up here and say that you like all professional wrestling, but the only thing that you talk about is WWE. So you can't get mad at me for being a multitasker, if that makes sense. So that's why me and yeah.
It's multifaceted.
Multitasking. What did I say?
You said multitasking. It's multifaceted.
What?
Yeah, it's like facets, like a diamond. You know how like a diamond is like, we think it's like this, but it has like multi-facets. Like, I'ma shut up. You right. I'm sorry.
Multitasking. So that's what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I love to talk all wrestling, okay? Fuck what this man's saying over here. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know, I just want to kind of put that out there. But once again, I'm just going to say this to you guys. If you are in a situation where you are in a group and you feel some type of way, probably go with your first instinct. Probably leave them alone. If you feel some type of energy, you know, when you get around a certain group of people and you're not feeling that energy, you might want to leave. So that's why I'm just putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, how you guys doing? My name is Chris, one half of the Wrestling Debates in Catering. How you doing? You can follow me on #Heels for Live Wrestling Podcast. We do shows on Sundays. We did a show yesterday because we had the 6-year anniversary. Shout out to this man over here for putting up with our shenanigans yesterday in the cookout. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm good. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on?
What's up, big bro? Yeah, first of all, T.O. was too drunk. Way too drunk. His questions was long as shit. Holy shit, T.O. Stop drinking. Secondly, Big Daddy, Adriana, and Stormy need to be together. Yep. Cooking over here, too. Yep, I'm tagging them. Yeah. Stormy and Big Daddy Adriana. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. Yep. Yeah. I am a member of Wrestling Debates and Catering. I am also a member of Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate you guys. Everybody that was at the cookout last night, we appreciate you. Everybody that's in this live right now, we appreciate you. Let's get to 10,000 likes like last time.
Yes. It was lit. So like tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. Last week, the last couple of episodes have been very chaotic. This week, I want to talk about wrestling instead of the shenanigans. We're going to have fun because, I mean, we always have fun on here. But I really want to talk wrestling instead of talking shit to one another, whatever. We can do that on another podcast. But anyway, I want to talk about, I want to kind of continue from, not only we're going to talk about the BW 500, but also I want to talk about Jade Cargill and how they're presenting her in the WWE so far. And a lot of people were fighting against me last night, which is fine, because like my thought process is simply this: before you get a throne, you're going to have to work hard for it. I mean, you can't just say, oh, she's royalty from what? Because you came from another company that they don't like. So, like, what's good, you know? I mean, that's how I felt, but they were just like, she's royalty. I said, okay, I understand that they treated her and giving her the red carpet. When you going on your new job, they supposed to do that for you because they want you to stay, right? You know, so Jade Cargill, like I said, is a star. No problem with that. However, you know how the fucking WWE gets down, and I don't understand why people is like, they were born yesterday. That's the thing I don't understand. And then when I tell you motherfuckers how the shit is going to go down, y'all be like, oh my God, I can't believe that actually happened. You know, type of shit. So, your thoughts?
All right, man. Look, okay. Three things, because I didn't get to say it last night. Number one, what's Jade Cargill's best match in AEW? Does anybody know?
Her last match?
Yep, her last match. Because she's still new to wrestling. She is green, which basically means her potential kind of outmatches her achievements. The reason why she's not going to be active for a while is because they have to get her now to the WWE style things. Secondly, Jade Cargill's potential is so high and is such a huge possibility that if done right, you fill a void from Mercedes Moné, where now that is a new horsewoman, or that is a new staple in like your pillar, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Thirdly, and finally, or whatever, they have to put her in this role, kind of the way they did Drew McIntyre, kind of the way they did Sheamus, where it was like one of those things where a lot of things happened for them early, and they were able to do certain things. They have to put her in this role. Because at AEW, remember for a while, she was like, 50-0 for a little bit?
She was.
Right, and they made her look untouchable. So they want to continue that same premise, but not necessarily put her in a boat where she's almost too high on the list. And for the record, if this was Vince would put her out here to make her lose automatically or whatever, just to do some AEW shit. But what Trips is doing is if you think about it, some of his guys that were in AEW on NXT, he want to be like, hey, it's all good, I got you. I'm going to push you kind of similar, push you the same way. I can do this, it's all good.
I mean, but is Trips really different from Vince McMahon, though? I mean, because, like,
Yes.
I kind of disagree with that because, like, number one, like, honestly, Johnny Gargano, that is a name I need to talk about. Okay, number one, this man, Johnny Gargano, Mr. NXT Takeover. This man kind of can't be no more than 35, okay, and still can go. Why the fuck is this man is being treated like a jobber? You know what I'm saying? If we want to have that conversation as far as, like, okay, building a star or what have you, you don't need to build Johnny. Johnny is already a star. Now, if you motherfuckers actually watch NXT, Black and Gold, you already knew who he was. And then when he came to the main roster, motherfuckers didn't even know who the fuck he was, which blows my fucking mind because.
But who fucked that up? Who fucked that up though? Was that Trips or was that Vince?
Oh, I'm getting to that. So Vince McMahon is not in charge no more. So then, what's the problem? Why is he doing vignettes every time that we turn around?
Because you have to rebuild him back up. Vince has buried so many people from NXT that they have to be rebuilt back up. Tommaso Ciampa is another one. Remember, when Tommaso Ciampa was there, NXT 2.0, it was him and Braun Breaker. But he ruined that by putting him with freaking Miz, which makes no sense to me whatsoever, and didn't put him as a staple. Remember, there was a point when NXT was beating Raw and SmackDown in those matches or whatever, because Trips had built them up to be so strong that people really believed it. Walter at the time, Keith Lee, Tommaso Ciampa, all the above. They
killed Keith Lee. You know they killed him.
They killed his run. They destroyed his run. And they destroyed anything that was built for him by trying to make him something that he was not. And that's a
Scoring on Buzzing Podcast? Scoring on Kenta?
Oh, it's Buzzing. Oh, I thought you said Buzzing. I was like...
No. I'm just doing some shout-outs or whatever. So, everybody, if you guys want to come on or whatever, we're going to invite you guys in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's like me and what's the name having a conversation right now. So, we're just kicking the night off real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah. But all that, like, he destroyed so many people. Like, people forget, at one point, everything that was set up and predicated in NXT 2.0 or whatever, Shawn kind of made certain people hot. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, the new Braun Breaker. Von Wagner was total dog water. He was
that
total dog
is
water.
One of my favorites. What's his name? What's his name again?
Von Wagner. Von
Wagner, the NXT champion, right?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm bad with names, but I'm great with faces.
You're talking about Ilya Dragunov.
Dragunov is the nigga.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dragunov is that boy.
That's the nigga right there.
He's a bad motherfucker. Yeah.
Man.
Dragunov. Yeah. He's a bad motherfucker. But Vince, with NXT UK, he wasn't going to use NXT UK. He was one of the main reasons why they shut that down because he didn't believe in the brand itself. He said the timing of when the show comes on, no one's going to watch it, which was false because those in UK
because
were
people was already watching it. Yeah,
exactly.
I get that. Yeah,
exactly.
I get that. 100%.
Walter and Illinois Dragunov had a 5-star match twice, and people forget about. And then Tyler Bate also utilized there as well or whatever. Shawn Michaels has done such a good job of being able to utilize those guys too. And put them back, Gallus, all those guys back too, whatever. I think the problem is that this is going to sound really, 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 really out of the realm of what we're talking about.
I'm here for it.
In politics, if you get a bad president for 4 years, it takes 8 years from a good president to build it back up. And it's the same thing in wrestling. If you get destroyed in like a year's time, you have to make that up 2 or 3 years over just to be able to get it back. People forget Johnny Gargano at takeovers was damn near like impossible to touch. He was impossible to touch.
And I just really think, not to cut you off, but I really feel that, everybody from Black and Gold, I think the damage has been done. And I don't think they're going to be able to get the momentum back because it's like when you kill that type of momentum, you can build them you can build a fucking Sears Tower after it was destroyed or whatever, and it's not. You can build them up, but it does not mean it's going to be the same again. Same thing with. I'm not going to even get into that. All I'm just going to let you know is it's a travesty that WWE is like falling behind, and everybody and their mom. And like I said, I'm not a WWE hater by any means.
Right.
Yes, I am. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real. I don't like what WWE is doing. And then the crazy thing is, shut up. And the crazy thing is, this is what pisses me off about WWE so much. It's like I have to go back into the yesteryears. Matter of fact, yesterday I was watching the Ruthless Aggression era. And it's like, it is phenomenal. It blows my fucking mind how dramatic WWE has changed over the last 20 years. It's like insane. I want that version of WWE. The Ruthless Aggression era probably is a second coming to the Attitude era, but probably I would say it didn't have a lot of, sleazy things on TV. I mean, they did, but it wasn't as bad as the Attitude era. And like, I feel like I was saying to myself, I was like, WWE should go back to that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be gritty. It doesn't have to be graphic. It doesn't have to be all of that. But it's just, when I look at WWE television, it's like I look at, it's animated. It's cartoonish. It's just soft. Like, I don't care for it. You know? So
I think I think the demographic, though, you got to think about it like this. Like, AEW is built more so for those that are like 18 to mid 30s, because they're aware of what that era was at one point. And WWE is so like probably like 8 to like 60. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like all over with what they're like trying to do, because they have to have some kid friendly stuff, because most of their buyers are going to be like children. Same thing with AEW. At some point, there's going to be a market where they're going to have to tone stuff down at some point, because they're AEW will always be that close second. That's what it's always going to be, until they have like some longevity, some consistency or whatever, because they just started. It is not because they're under-talented, underutilized. They really just started. So I think that once like wrestling fans, and when I say wrestling fans, I mean people that watch all wrestling, understand that like if you like one brand, that doesn't mean you have to like the other, but respect the fact that those two brands are there. And you don't have to be on one side of like the war. The only war that's being made right now is them making money. Like Tony Khan is going to troll WWE. Why? Because it makes him money. Shawn Michaels is going to build the roster up when he has to face AEW. Why? Because it makes them money. You have to watch. You're the consumer. You're going to freaking watch. And I think we forget about that as consumers and as in just enjoying the actual product.
And you're right, podcast, that the fans that is making this war. But honestly, this is imaginary war if we really, really want to be real about this shit. And everybody keep on with the comments. Everybody remember, we're trying to get to 10,000 likes. And also, the more you share, the more celebrity. There's a celebrity that might see this shit and might join us. So that's what I'm saying, everybody. It takes you to build up this podcast. You guys are doing an awesome job. I just wanted to say that we are on our 3rd episode and we hit 10,000 likes last week. So everybody just keep it up. Just keep it up.
Keep this going, bro. Keep this going.
Now, thought on Will Ospreay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Pizzle, what's going on? How you doing?
His name is Pizzle?
Pizzle, yeah.
Like Pizzle? Like Pizzle?
Pizzle. Do you not see him? Pizzle.
I don't listen. I listen to Snoop Dogg. So when he said like the Izzle at the nothing. That's neither here nor there.
For shizzle my nizzle. Okay, all right. Continue.
But like it seemed like you gotta be like, what if nothing? I got nothing to say. I'm gonna keep it to myself. But I think that like, for example, with them being the secondary brand or whatever, there's other brands out there too. New Japan, TNA, PWG, MLW. All these things in wrestling or whatever, they're so prevalent that are making such good actual wrestling shows and good storylines and everything else. So I think one of the things we're wrestling excited about it and not doing this imaginary like civil war of wrestling, because it's not like it was in the Attitude Era.
And I think people are trying to recreate that, which Like, I mean, bless their heart for trying to do that shit, but it would never be like the Attitude Era. Like, we lived in the Attitude Era, and trust me, like, the Attitude Era, you guys are not built for that shit. And no disrespect meant to you fans out there, but the shit that y'all be bitching about online, trust me when I tell you, you motherfuckers are going to probably be going to the police station saying, I see this shit on TV, you know, type of shit.
No,
You're going to be doing that. So that's what I'm saying. Stop saying that you want to see the Attitude Era. Just because you see some fucking clips does not mean that you were in the Attitude Era. There's a difference between being in the Attitude Era and looking at the Attitude Era. There is a pure difference. I'm just keeping this shit real.
Look. Y'all got mad over the joke with MJF.
Nigga. Oh.
See, who was it? Stone Cold Steve Austin and Stephanie McMahon almost got crucified. Okay, that was a real thing that happened. DX did blackface. Okay, that happened,
and we loved it, and I loved it too. I didn't know what the fuck blackface was. I was a teen back then. You know, I mean,
I was like, I didn't even realize it. Val Venus almost got his penis chopped off.
Yes, choppy pee. Yes, nigga, the fuck.
Y'all forget. Y'all forget the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era was messed up. It was crazy. Some stuff was happening.
And y'all talking about y'all want to see that. So I'm telling you, what Joe just said, that is one of the reasons the Attitude Era will never come to this shitty ass, slow, soft generation. That's why you will never ever see that shit. I'm just keeping that shit trill, keeping that shit 100. You know what I'm saying? Now,
it's hard to deal with.
Would it get close? Would it get close? Yeah. I would say the closest that it will get will probably Ruthless Aggression Era, but once again, you have wrestlers out there that have these gimmicks and they are boring as shit. It's like they have their 15 minutes of fame and then they go back doing what they was doing before. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this. Brian Pillman. Matter of fact, me and Stormy was talking about this. I think this was yesterday. Mm-hmm. I do not know what the fuck that man is doing. I don't know. I say this man talking about that. I don't know my father. Didn't know my father. I buried my father, but then yet you're looking like him, trying to talk like him, and I'm like,
no, he's not. You don't.
Yes,
no, I'm not gonna let that slide. No, cuz he's not doing that.
No, cuz you have no choice but to.
I'm not letting that slide, yo. I'm not letting that. No, cuz I'm not letting that slide. You know what I'm talking about?
What's going on, Luke?
Lexus King is his name now. Okay, it's trying something different.
It's not.
No, because listen. If he's Brian Pillman Jr., he will never get over. Tell me I'm lying.
He can't get over because he sucks.
No,
that's the issue. Yes, he sucks.
Whoa.
It does not matter where he goes, and you can get mad, you can get moist if you want to, but that's the bottom line.
I want
get moist, yes.
No, pause.
The best work that he did was in MLW.
First off, agreed. Second off, at this point in his career, though, it's time for him to. He can't be Brian Pillman Jr.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he needs to be, come in the house and have a gun point at Stone Cold or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be like Randy Orton. Randy Orton wasn't like his father. He had his last name, but he rebuilt himself.
But did you forget that Randy Orton had to do like 3 or 4 gimmicks before he became the Apex Predator? Do you remember? He did the whole the shoulder thing, the shoulder recovery thing that he had to do for a while. He had a totally different move. He wore blue short shorts. Blue shorts with Orton on the back and had the tribal tattoos. Okay? It's gonna take some time. You can't just say
how much time do you fucking need? It's either you have it or you don't.
It took Randy Orton 7 years.
Wait. It took okay, that's fine. But at the same time, when he recreated himself, I don't know how many times, this man got better and better and better until this man became a household name. I get it. But the thing is with Brian Pillman, the issue I have with him, he even stated himself, he didn't even want to be a wrestler. Until people was talking about, we're going to pull you into the business. Dude, it's either you have it or you don't. And when I looked at him, I was just like, I don't think he really wants to be here. I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to fill in some shoes that he know he cannot do. That's my problem with him.
Listen, bro, listen. Him and AEW, his tag team with the curly hair dude that I can't think of right now, they were actually decent. They were good. Okay, they were like competing as tag teams. They were nice. Okay, he's got talent in the ring. What I'm saying to you right. Stormy just said it. Stormy just said something that was really smart because Stormy's smart and he needs to be with Big Daddy Adrian.
Roman is trash at the end of the day.
Oh my God, we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that.
We can do that. I would love to have that conversation. I would love to have that conversation. Like I said, this man barely can talk on the fucking mic. Barely. I mean, this man, once again, this man has gotten better. But y'all, like I said, y'all are like a moist fucking biscuit, okay? Y'all too buttery over this shit. This man it took him a motherfucking decade to get over. Number one, he needed Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon almost killed his career. You know what I'm saying? Then, what else happened? Then he had, the C word or whatever. I don't think I can say that on here or whatever. He had that. He got over on that. I'm just like, oh, so you got over on the terminal illness? I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
First off, he didn't get over. We booed him.
He didn't get over?
No, we booed him. When he came back after beating the C word, we booed him. Like, we really, he beat... Go back and watch WrestleMania.
You booed him for a little bit.
They were sympathetic with him. We booed... Listen, the last person to beat Roman clean before it was Jey Uso was Baron Corbin when he was pouring dog food on him in the first place. We booed Roman Reigns after he lost to Drew McIntyre.
I bet you did. And then you know what the thing is that y'all motherfuckers, y'all always change up like every fucking 5 seconds. That's why I like you WWE fans. I don't care for y'all. First
off, his character. Listen, he wore blue contacts.
Yes, I know the
suffering succotash promo. He won the Royal Rumble when it was supposed to be Daniel Bryan's time. That's when we turned on the actual creative juices of... We used to love Roman before that because he was getting a slow burn and a slow build. And that's what we liked. Until they pushed him to the moon and put him in WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania after WrestleMania. It's not our fault we turned on him. It is not our fault we turned on him. It is simply the actual machine's fault that we did. Then Roman was like, you know what? I'm going to be the guy that I was when I was a Georgia Tech D lineman. I'm going to be a gargantuan asshole. I'm going to be a huge jackass. But I could have told...
Okay, remember that promo that he did when he was in NXT? Remember that?
Yeah.
That's what he should have been from day one. They should have never did this Scooby-Doo... Scooby-Dooby-Doo! They shouldn't have never did that shit at all. Like I said, once again, cartoonish BS. Moist behavior. You know what I'm saying?
And who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Come on, say his name. Who does that?
Vince McMahon.
Exactly. Boom. There it is. Because who was running?
You think that Triple H is not going to take after that shit?
No. Because okay. All the faces in SmackDown and Raw have one thing in common. They don't do stupid promos. They don't say anything dumb. Now, do they do hokey stuff? Yes, they do hokey stuff. But do they do Triple H funny hokey stuff? Like the stuff he did with Shawn? Yes, they do that stuff. Now look, the reason why I say things are going to be different with Triple H literally has a board of all the things that he likes and all the things that fans like. And he meets them in the middle in the first place. The reason why I like Triple H and the reason why I like what he does is because he actually was in the game. Vince, God bless him, created Hulkamania. He did. I will give him that credit. He created Hulkamania. Now, Terry Bollea is an asshole, but that's neither here nor there. And he's a racist asshole. But he created Hulkamania. He can have that. Attitude Era, also Vince. When he was in his bag...
Not the attitude or nothing. That, we're not going to do that. Now that we are... Hold on. Because our smart marks... Nigga, you know that man got that shit from ECW. That man did not just come out the woodworks and talk about, hey, I'm going to create the Attitude Era. He had to get it from somewhere. Vince McMahon is not that smart. Now, he's smart when it comes to, like, WrestleMania. Cool, I'll give him that. But as far as, like, the Attitude Era, no, nigga.
Bro.
No.
Bro, listen.
No.
What is the biggest rivalry from the Attitude Era? What is the biggest rivalry from the Attitude Era? What's the biggest one?
Rock versus Stone Cold.
No, it was not Rock, but stop saying
yes,
that.
It was. Yes, it was. You cannot sit up here and say that the biggest rival. Okay, you talk about Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold.
That was one of the biggest rivalries on WWE at that time, and y'all know it. Austin versus McMahon was bigger than Rock versus Stone Cold. Do you know why that was bigger in the first place?
I would say it was at the same wavelength. It was at the same wavelength.
I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that.
Because like Stone Cold and Rock had unbelievable chemistry. I'm not gonna lie. Unbelievable chemistry.
You're right.
And no one was not competing with that. WCW, ECW, and there ain't nobody competing with that shit at all.
I think in ring, if I'm being honest, I think in ring, when I go back and watch that Attitude Era at that point, they had some of the best chemistry. I would say comparable to that in ECW, Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn.
Oh yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
You can't.
Yes. That was dope.
You cannot. If as a wrestling fan, if I wanted to show somebody why I love wrestling, I show them that match. Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn for the TV title.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, that would be one of the first matches because like Jerry Lynn, like even Rob Van Dam said this in his documentary or whatever back in like 2005. He said like every time him and Jerry Lynn was in a rivalry, it's like we did this. Let me see if I can outdo you on this. I'm gonna see if I can outdo you on after that match. I mean, it was like a fucking ladder. I mean, dude, I really wish in their feud that they had a ladder match. That shit would have been insane.
Oh my god, that'd have been nuts. That'd have been crazy. Even the stuff they were using, like for the World TV title, the inverted leg drop off the top rope that turned into a Van Daminator.
Yes.
My lord. You can't even
that
teach
shit
that,
was
bro.
dope.
It was crazy. Yes. I give Vince that credit for that. After that, though, like when we're going down like the rabbit hole, if not for Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff,
Eric Bischoff is really pissing me off these days. Like, I do not know what the fuck that dude problem is. What's going on, Brian? Shout out to you, bro. I don't understand. And this is the toxicity that I was talking about earlier. And it doesn't. It's not just fans. It's also people like the old heads, like Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo.
I fucking hate Vince Russo. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Jimmy
Cornette. Jimmy Cornette, every time I turn around, this man is always trashing AEW. Always. He talking about, well, I would have did this. It's the reason why you do not have your own company. So be the side bitch that you are and shut the fuck up. I mean, that's cool to have. That's cool to have. What?
Did you just call Jim Cornette a side bitch?
Yes, be the side. There's too many side bitches that's here. Too many of them. There's way too many of them. Once again, they take their fucking opinions and make it seem like it's gospel. And then you got these stupid ass, moist ass fans that take and talk about, ain't nobody gonna talk about Jimmy Cornette anymore.
You call Jim Cornette the single bitch with all the married advice.
Very much so. Yes. Very much so. Shit. You know?
You said Jim Cornette always be at mimosas and breakfast parties and shit. Drinking mimosas like, bitch, you don't need him.
Right. You know, I'm talking about you need to hire me. Hire me. I'll be your biggest. I'll be on your street corner. You know.
First off,
what?
don't think we didn't see y'all make these TikToks defending Jim Cornette either. Some of y'all. Y'all thought we forgot. Y'all thought we forgot. Some of y'all were defending Jim Cornette on these TikToks. Okay, I got history. I favored it because when I see you, I got questions. When I see you, I got questions.
But no, y'all, we're gonna invite y'all in. We're gonna talk about some more shit. So yeah, we peaked at 40. Like, wow. Okay, all right. And thank you guys for the gifts. We're at 5,000 likes. So thank you, appreciate you guys. Let me start inviting y'all in. All right.
First off, wait, before, listen, we talking about wrestling tonight. Before you come in, if you're finna be toxic, tell me to mute my mic so I don't say nothing. That way we can actually have.
No, we're not doing that tonight. No. We talking some straight wrestling tonight. And all that nigga shit that mad niggerish shit that we were doing last year or last week. We ain't doing that this week. We're actually talking about some wrestling. We talking some straight wrestling. We were toxic last night, so yeah. So let me get you guys in real quick. Hang on, and I'm gonna invite some new people. I'm gonna try to rotate you guys. I'm sorry for not rotating y'all last night, but yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Boom.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yo.
Well, you sound enthusiastic.
I'm like this. Hi.
Can everybody hear me okay?
What's good?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Jody.
Jody!
I'm good.
Jody!
That's bullshit. I can't be toxic. No,
No, we can be toxic.
I'm
Just, we want to. Yeah, so I want to kind of discuss with you guys about some. I want to kind of pick up off of what we did last night or whatever, because I know we couldn't get to all of the topics or whatever. But one of the top. Well, first of all, did anybody have any retorts? Anything that you guys wanted to discuss?
I did. The Brian Pillman Jr. conversation. Y'all are actually both right. All right, like y'all are both right. Like he should be trying something different, because we've seen so many second generation superstar after second generation superstar or third, whatever at this point. You know what I mean? Just come in and it's all the same, picking up on the legacy, yada yada yada. And by the way, like, Cody Rhodes is doing it to death right now, so like I wouldn't even try it. Like, it can't nobody else pick up on legacy at this point in time. You know what I mean?
You tell me it wasn't a great match though for him.
Cody Rhodes is good kid, Mad City,
you,
and
Ellie, for
the pick up on the legacy gimmick. You know what I mean? So can't nobody.
Oh, that's fire.
So
I fucks with that comparison. I like that. That comparison is genius. I like that.
Here's the thing with Cody Rhodes. Remember, bro.
The other point is, he's also not that good. Brian Pillman Jr. is not that good. He's okay.
I tried to tell Team Light Skin that, but he didn't listen to me. Maybe because of my complexion, but I digress.
He's not that good, man. I was watching the NXT show, which was, by the way, if y'all want to get to that, I really like NXT for a lot of reasons. But he's been wrestling on TV for at least 2 years, maybe 3 years, and he has a long way to go. He's nowhere close to being a viable option on Raw or SmackDown. Nowhere close. He got the Beijing and the beard he don't even need, you know what I mean? But like,
Joe, take over. I'm about to go and get my pie.
What?
Wait. Pie time.
Time out. Wait a minute. Did you walk out for a pie?
I would too.
No, bro, I agree with you about the Brian Pillman thing, though. But you gotta understand, he wasn't really used in AEW like that. He had his little feud for a second, and then he was a jobber the whole time.
Yeah, so it comes down to the character you're supposed to play on TV. The entire time he was on TV, he was played as a second fiddle character. When he's on the independent scene, and he was billed as a higher profile person because he was the guy on TV coming into the independent scene, and he was able to work as a top guy against the independent wrestlers on the independent scene. He looked good. Like, honestly, he had shades of Kenny Omega the way he conducts himself in the ring when he's portrayed as a top guy. And I think he showcased that at NXT. I think he showcased that he's the one who took control of the match. He's the one who took control. He centered it, and he dictated the pace of the match. And that's why
agree. That was a great match.
That was quick. The past 3 years.
I think the reason why I'm a Brian Pillman fan is MLW. I think because I've seen him with like different matches in MLW.
Is it me or am I hearing static?
I mean, there's a little rumble in the background.
I hear
you know what? It's probably me.
I hear a fan. But I think because of MLW, that's what made me high on Brian Pillman. AEW, like our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ Latter said, like he had to play a character. But on the indies, like he's actually on the indies, he is like so much better than what he actually is. If he gets a chance to cook, I guarantee you change the narrative of what you think of him. I guarantee
You know who's another one?
Well, NXT
but
gonna
like,
give
how
him a
long
chance
is
to cook.
I mean, nigga, the fuck? I mean,
Bro.
y'all did that same shit with Jade Cargill as well. Y'all built her like Goldberg, and yet she was still trash at the end of the day.
Let's talk about Jade.
First off,
Okay, no,
First off-
he has a point. He has a point.
let me
He
get
has
my-
a
let me
point.
get my
And
horse
please
No
do
one-
not get moist like it's
No one-
Thanksgiving.
Let me
Don't
get
do that.
No. No one is going to compare William Goldberg to Jade Cargill. The potential is vastly different. Jade
No,
Cargill.
it is not, sir.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Bro, you didn't see? Did you even watch her in AEW?
We're doing this? Okay.
Yes,
let's
we
do this
are.
then. Let's do this.
You
Fine.
said you
No,
wanted me to say.
Here we go.
I think she's
Everybody
still
can just talk
green,
over
bro.
me. Here we go. Jade Cargill has been wrestling for less than 2 years.
Talk
Bill
about it.
Goldberg wrestled for 5 years and couldn't wrestle with one of the best wrestlers in the business. That's a fact. There's nothing about that is not true. Don't lie to me. Don't say anything different. Jade Cargill had a decent match with Ruby Soho in her 2 years of being in wrestling. Do not do this. William Goldberg.
But okay, but hear me out.
But here's the thing. Let me say this.
What? Who else
Hold on,
did
hold
you
on,
say?
one at a time. First of all, let's have Warren retort, and then we'll go to him.
Yeah, I'll hold back. Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, look, the thing is, I know we live in the dirt sheet, super indie, post ROH influence era, but I'ma say something that y'all might not like. Wrestling is overrated. Wrestling, and when I say wrestling, I mean moves in the ring are over damn rated. Jade Cargill is a superstar. Bill Goldberg was a superstar. Let me tell you something. Jade is in the right place right now because she's going to be presented and treated like a superstar. Mandy Rose got by in WWE for years doing a freaking pump kick.
Hey. But she could wrestle. Don't do that.
Wrestling is a television show, and it is the job of the producers to present the character in a way that showcases their strengths and hides their weaknesses. I don't ever want to see Jade out here doing drop toe hold, arm bar, like all. Why? For what?
I mean, she a power wrestler. But going back to your wait a minute. Somebody got either their TV on or something. Can everybody go on mute for a second? Can everybody go on mute just for a hot second? Now, who was that? Okay.
I'm muted, so that's like I can mute my mic, so like I can just
okay.
get it out.
Kid telling me, okay, Warren, unmute yourself.
Are you calling me Warren?
I'm sorry.
Am I Warren to the G?
What? I'm sorry. Warren, did you shut up?
It wasn't
okay.
cold, dark.
Bum. No, I don't think it's Bum. Jody. Yeah, unmute yourself.
Yo.
No, it's not you. Okay. Well, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but yeah, that shit was like getting on my nerves. Go ahead. Warrants. That I don't know why I call him. Now who is that?
There it is.
Is it me?
Charlie.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Mute yourself, Anthony. Yeah, that's you. Yeah.
Got him.
Look, listen. God is doing miracles, so sometimes he needs the wind. Okay, we gotta let him have that.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Anthony, what you might have to do if you're wearing some earphones, you might want to like take them off because like for some reason like it's some static or something.
Did he just say windy?
For me tonight. I'm like,
Did he just say windy?
It's probably a fan.
What the fuck?
Are you in
Is
front
it
of
a
an
fan?
air conditioner, sir?
Is it like a fan?
I just think it's not the TikTok isn't picking up the anti-echo whatever's going on. I can leave and come back in if that helps.
Hold on.
The microphone is.
Don't leave. You stay.
Yeah, like come back and then
Okay.
I got you. I'll save your seat. Okay. All right. Now what you were saying, Mr.
Warrants.
Where were we? We were talking about Jade. Yo,
Yes,
look, all I'm
yes.
saying is I think when it comes to Jade, right, she was in the wrong place, okay? And she was in the wrong place for a couple reasons. And the biggest reason she was in the wrong place is because they were never going to showcase her. Because, and I don't want to name call here, but look, I just don't think that Tony Khan sees black athletes as stars. Like, if you look at what they're doing with Hangman Page right now, right? I'm sorry, with Swerve Strickland right now, they are putting him through the vetting process so hard to solidify him to their target demo, right? And like they have not shied away from the statement of Swerve Strickland talking about, I'm going to be the first black AEW champion. And I'm like, nigga, for a company that's been around for 5 years, it's not a flex to be talking about a glass ceiling, okay? Like, the idea that, like, you're going to have your first black champion and you only been around for 4 years, nigga, that's not a flex. That's not a flex. Y'all done gave that belt to, you know, like, whoever, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to diss other people. But anyway, let me just bring it back to what I was saying. Jade was never going to be presented like a star in AEW because the powers that be in AEW, the same powers that sent Brandy Rose on TV to call herself a black bitch, was never going to treat Jade Cargill. They never going to put her next to the dentist. They was never going to put her next to Tony Storm. And you know what I mean? You see where that tier, where that quote-unquote top tier of women in AEW is. They present them together, they put them together, and whatever, right? And like, you see, as soon as Chris Statlander got that belt, they started main eventing shows with it, okay? Like, and so Jade had the title for, you know, 50-0 or 500 days or whatever the hell it was, and she barely got off Rampage. They had no intention of presenting her as a star, so it didn't matter, you know, how long she had the title. These niggas try to convince us that Scorpio Sky was on like a undefeated streak or some shit when they got ready to put the TNT title on him, right? Like, I mean, I just don't believe Jade was ever going to be presented as a star in that company because the powers that be don't view certain people in that way. And she's in a place now where she can be presented like the gorgeous, super athlete, beautiful superstar that she is. And so that's what it is. Like, she was a mismatch for AEW. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and again, the other end of the spectrum, you see Athena's over there wrestling her ass off, and she can't get off ROH. Okay, like, they don't use certain people in certain ways over on that show. And it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not going to name call, but the evidence is there. I haven't said nothing that's a lie, have I? Right?
Okay,
Nope.
so we're going to decide. We're going to dissect what you just said. And Anthony, yeah, that interference is still going on. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's your. Yeah,
I can still let him go though. Like, let him go though, because yeah, go ahead, Anthony, go. Just let him go because
we're good. You're not 100% wrong in what you're saying. But the one thing you are incorrect with Jade is the reason why they didn't put her on TV as much as they could have is because she wasn't ready. At the end of the day, she wasn't ready. I know you guys said her match with Ruby was good, but if you go back and watch it, she struggled. Ruby was trying everything in her power to talk her through that match. She couldn't get it. The only two matches that she had, in my opinion, that were worthy of a match is her two matches with Willow. I thought Willow pulled a really good match out of her because Willow's that G. She's a gangster at what she does. But that was a big and the whole Goldberg comparison. The comparison is real. That is a legit comparison. They were booked the exact same way. Their skill sets were the exact same way. The difference between the two was they both encountered the same person. Goldberg didn't want to listen and didn't want to learn, and Jade didn't. That one person is William Regal. When William Regal looked at Jade and said, "We're going to work with you and get," actually, that's not even the case. Jade went to William Regal and Bryan Danielson and said, "Help me get better," and she started.
That's who. Yep.
And then what happened is William Regal left, and then when William Regal left, Jade leaned on CM Punk. Then CM Punk went through what he went through, and that solidified the deal for Jade that she wasn't re-signing. So that's the way the reason they dropped the title the way they did, and the reason she wasn't showcased as much as she was, is because she didn't like her creative push because she wasn't around people she wasn't comfortable with. So then when the chips fell where they were and she was free to go off her contract, her decision that was easy to go to WWE because she wants to follow Regal and because she wants that mentor to get better in the ring.
Right, but she wants some development, right? Like you want professional development.
If you stick her on the main roster and she has to work a main roster schedule and a main roster travel schedule and a main roster big time thing, she's going to struggle. Stick her in NXT and have her develop under Sean.
Let me tell you something. Jade Cargill will be fine if you put her on the main roster. You know why? Because the people in WWE know what they're doing enough to where they will put her in matches that fit what she can do. Again, like Jade Cargill may never become a wrestler that wrestles like Bryan Danielson, but they will book her in a match. They'll be like, okay, Jade, here you go. Let the person drop kick you, clothesliner, give her a boot, and let's go home. You know what I mean? Like they'll do it in a way and they'll make it look good.
But see,
like y'all mentioned, Goldberg. Goldberg was a superstar. I lived through that. Goldberg was a superstar. You don't ask him to do too much, okay? Like that's how you make a superstar look like a superstar.
The problem is with that is every single time that WWE has a big man or someone who is a spectacle, they don't train them and they rush them and they do exactly what you're saying that they're going to do with them. And then after a year or two, we've seen all that they have to offer when it comes to their in-ring. And if their character fails, then they give up on them altogether. So don't make the same mistake with Jade and teach her how to wrestle.
Hashtag almost there, and I digress.
Listen.
Okay, listen. Real quick.
Is what wins. Listen, moves are nice, right? Moves are nice, but like, do I care, right? Like, I've been watching AEW since it came out, and I see so much shit they put on TV that I could not care less about. And like, here's the thing. I'm not I love wrestling. I grew up watching wrestling like forever, okay? But I'm just not I'm not really interested in a match with no type of build or anything. So every time AEW comes around to the Forbidden Door shit, I'm always so annoyed because they throw these people out there like, oh my God, that's Shabba Shabba Yisha. And I'm like, oh, okay, I never heard of Shabba Shabba Yisha, but they're like, oh, he's one of the greatest in-ring of all time. And then they put Shabba Shabba Yisha in the ring with whoever the fuck, the Murder Hawk or whatever. And I'm like, damn, this is not impressive at all.
Shabba Shabba Yisha.
Let me get this one real quick.
That's your fault.
I was just getting ready to say that. So you just stated that you don't know who this person is, but yet you say you are annoyed. So why don't you take the time to invest and see who this person is? Once again, I know where you're coming from because the same thing could be said about me and New Japan. I did not know what the fuck New Japan was. But because I'm a wrestling fan, I'm going to invest. I want to educate myself. I want to know who these people are. Because some of those people that was in New Japan, like about 10 years ago, was in WWE. You know what I'm saying? We're so invested on sucking WWE's dick so goddamn much, but we're not willing to educate ourselves when it comes. I'm just saying. If y'all really want the real conversation, y'all about to hear the real greedy fucking conversation right now. So that's what I'm saying. So please don't get upset when I say that because yes, a lot of motherfuckers be on that moist shit. But you know, they don't want to educate themselves.
Yo, you be calling shit moist a lot. Yo, what is it?
I'm just saying, bro. Because they be on that moist fucking
this is what I'm saying. And Anthony, you can go right after me, bro. Anthony, you can go right after me.
My mic is screwed up, but thank you guys for having me. I apologize, my shit's not up to standards tonight.
Where are you going?
No, it's okay. Don't leave. You're okay. Just mute. You're good, bro.
Somebody else will stop and jump in here because I can't jump in and jump out because my shit sounds gross. So give to Brian or somebody and get them in. But I appreciate you guys for having me. I love y'all, and we'll talk soon.
All right, brother.
All right, this is the difference. This is the difference between Goldberg and Jade Cargill. You just said it earlier. Anthony just said it earlier. Jade Cargill wants to get better. Jade Cargill doesn't want a 5-minute, 10-minute match. She wants the bangers. That's why she went to Bryan Danielson, William Regal, CM Punk. It would be one thing if Jade Cargill was like, I'm just here to collect the fucking check and I'm way to fuck out. Because she would just stay in AEW and just did what she was doing. She wants to get better. When y'all say, William Goldberg and Jade Cargill are essentially comparable, I get where you're coming from when you say that, but the mindset is vastly different. So I can't accept that. I can't accept that because, number one, I've seen Jade Cargill, even though she's like, I'm not ready for this, I'm going to do it anyway and push through it. Once Bill Goldberg couldn't wrestle William Regal, it was back to them 2-minute matches them spears, and some random shenanigans back to it, whatever. But Jade Cargill...
And that shit was fire!
No, it wasn't! Oh, okay, you know what? Growing up is realizing that WCW tried to make Bill Goldberg into a strong-ass Stone Cold Steve Austin by letting him do his finishers all the time. And that's not what it was. Bill Goldberg was fucking boring. He was fucking boring.
Yes,
I don't care what nobody fucking says.
Bro.
I don't care what nobody says. Them spears, his spear's not even good as Moose. His spear's not even good as Bobby Lashley's or whatever. It's very decent. The jackhammer he can't even do anymore. No, stop, bro.
Let me ask a question, Black Man. How old are you?
38. Well, I'll be 38 in November 14th.
Okay, so we're in the same. I'm 41, so we were in similar age range.
Damn.
But I was.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Damn.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yo.
I still look good, but here's the thing, right? You threw me off. Yo, listen, we weren't supposed to make it past 45, okay? We weren't supposed to make it past 45. Joke's on you, we still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky.
40's the new 20. 40's the new 20, that's what Jigga said.
I'm fucking done, yo.
My bad.
I'm high.
But listen, that is relevant though. That's relevant because, again, look, thinking of Goldberg in the context of since he came back in 2015. No, of course you don't want to see that, right? I was at the WrestleMania in Orlando where they was booing the shit out of him. When he was going against Brock Lesnar, and I was like, damn, why is everybody booing Goldberg? This is crazy. They literally turned Brock into a babyface in that match because they was just shitting on Goldberg so bad. But at the time, and listen, full disclosure, I grew up in NWA territory. I grew up in North Carolina, so I grew up on NWA, WCW, and to me, WWE was always the other thing, right? So Goldberg, he came out of nowhere, but the shit worked. And by the way, the shit still works, right? They tried to do Goldberg with Wardlow last year. The Goldberg thing works.
Oh shit!
Cause you know why? Because in wrestling, right? And this is why I say that moves are overrated. Because the best thing you can ever be in wrestling is an ass kicker. The best thing you can ever be in wrestling is an ass kicker. I remember the first time I saw Kevin Owens was on his NXT debut, and he wrestled, I think, Juice Robinson, and the dude headbutted him. He had blood pouring down his nose, then he beat the shit up. I was like, yo, I'm here for this. Because, again, in wrestling, the best thing you can be is an ass kicker. Goldberg was an ass kicker. Jade is an ass kicker. Becky Lynch is a shit talker, but she's also an ass kicker. And being an ass kicker is the number one thing you can be. That's what, Adam Cole, I can never take Adam Cole too seriously because to me he doesn't look like an ass kicker. The Young Bucks don't look like ass kickers. Bryan Danielson,
he just like big guys.
You know what I mean? It's not.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
I made
he like that meat. That's what he like.
It's not about big guys. It's not about big guys.
Jesus.
Look, dog. The Young Bucks don't look like two niggas that can handle themselves in a fight. Am I wrong?
No, real shit. No, real. Listen, bro, he's absolutely right.
Okay.
If I see the Young Bucks in the alley, I'm gonna be like, y'all lost.
If you was in line at the movie and the Young Bucks pushed your girl, you'd be like, baby, you can handle that.
Y'all boys.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna walk up to the Young Bucks and be like,
that.
hey, bro, y'all boys showing that game.
There's nothing wrong with meaty me.
Okay. Oh my God,
man.
sir.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, man. Hey,
yes.
I'm gonna ask you this question again, like I asked you last week. Are you good? Are you okay?
Are you?
I'm fine. This is you've said moist and meaty in the same.
I'm meaty, moist. Moisture, right. Whatever. My whole thing is I'm hoping that y'all good.
This is on me.
This don't got nothing to do with me.
I should ask you. This is on me. This is my fault. Wearance, like I was saying, bro. Look, the Kevin Owens thing. Hell, okay, here we go. Kevin Owens.
I don't like him.
Kevin. I don't like him either. Kevin Owens can wrestle.
Oh God.
Okay. Yes. Kevin Owens.
He's an excellent wrestler.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we agree that Brock Lesnar can wrestle?
Yes, Brock Lesnar's a great wrestler.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
I still can't stand his ass. Fuck him.
Can we agree that Bobby Lashley is a good wrestler.
Bobby Lashley's excellent.
Yeah.
He's an excellent wrestler.
Yes.
Meaty, from Madagascar.
Hey,
Never mind.
Hey, please.
Never. Okay. Okay.
It's the believability that makes it work. Believability is the key ingredient.
This is my thing. If you give me Adam Cole versus Ricochet, it's a move thing. I get that. I'm a move guy. I kind of like moves. Not gonna lie. I feel like I should say pause after that. I'm gonna do it anyway. Pause. So, with that being said, with Brock Lesnar, with Bill Goldberg not being a really he's big. Yeah, he big. He played NFL football. Cool.
And
but Monty Perry played NFL football too with Impact, but he could wrestle.
I'm gonna need you to stop being so close.
Listen.
Pause. Hey, no, listen to me for a second.
Yes.
I have a mic now, okay?
Are you my conscience? Are you my conscience?
Right now, I need you to listen to me.
Can we have a conversation, my conscience?
Wait, listen.
Yes.
I need you to calm down and pause yourself. Okay?
Why?
Your moisturization is crazy right now.
Yes, my perspiration is off the fucking chain. Yes,
I didn't say perspiration. I said moisturization.
Yes, you did. You need to calm down. And I don't like that.
The moist need to calm down. Pause.
Don't you like meat?
Is this an Arby's commercial? Why are we talking about meat?
I don't know why Chris continues to talk about meat and moisture. It's weird.
What's wrong with that? I mean, you do use your meat after midnight. Isn't that right, Arby's?
First off, Christopher, my business is not your business.
Did you not? Did you use my motherfucking government name in front of these humans?
First off, feel like Christopher.
You are my conscience. You are going away now.
From behind the car.
They got no more.
I need you to calm down and pause yourself right now.
How the fuck can I pause myself? I don't get it. You're my conscience.
First off, Christopher.
What? Can you stop saying my government name in front of all these motherfuckers?
I have a mic.
I don't give a fuck. You didn't have a mic last night.
I'm unstoppable.
Hi.
Shout out to the wrestling chick, my
favorite girls in the room.
What's up,
hi,
y'all?
the wrestling chick. How you doing? My conscience is being trashed. I'm sorry. Anyway,
oh my god.
What in the
Is it a Jiminy Cricket?
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not 100% sure what's going on right now.
Okay.
But
I'm sorry.
we're
sorry.
Gonna get back to it at some point.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I was having a conversation with my conscience. My conscience told me that I need to pause because I was talking about meat, moisture, and butter all in the same sentence, and he got a little bit upset, even though he is more.
I don't know where the butter came from.
Where did you come from?
The White Howard DMs show.
Y'all see Ric Flair was on AEW?
Yeah, Ric Flair was on AEW. That was awesome.
Yes, it was great, but once again, I do not know why Okada is losing so much. Like, even his debuts, it's like, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know.
I get that. I get Daniel Bryan's leaving, but he should
Stop making me
Okada.
fucking Okada.
What you mean?
On the planet.
Huh?
What do you mean leaving?
Like, he's wrestling his last few matches. In the
You're right.
But at this point, Okada should be untouchable. He should have won the first one. Or should have
Okada about to head out too.
Right. Same thing.
Go with this shit again. What? Well, here's the thing. Look, if you AEW, you gotta realize that there are people watching your show who don't know these motherfuckers, man. Like, I respect the fact that they had a great career in New Japan and all that shit, and that's awesome. But like, dog, I'm watching your show and I'm trying to like it. I'm trying, nigga. I'm trying. Like, introduce the motherfucker to me. Don't just be like, oh, no. Again, this is Shami Misha. He's good. Trust me. Like, you gotta just you gotta give me some reason to care. It's like, yo, okay, boom, Okada the Rainmaker. Yes, I've heard the name, but I've never seen a match. And then when I see a match, I've never seen. But don't tell me to go do some research. I shouldn't have to do homework to watch a TV show.
What?
I shouldn't have to do
wait,
homework.
Hold on.
Wrestling, you gotta No, I see. There's nothing thrown at people.
Okay, so this
You
is
know
where
one thing that WWE is excellent at, and let me say this. One thing WWE is excellent at, and for us who watch the shit all the time, it feels patronizing, but you could pick up WWE for the first time and know what's going on because they always give you the rundown and they catch you up to what you're about to see. Now hold on. This is
That's baiting. That's baiting.
The forbidden door.
I'm just saying that if you're gonna show me something, like you got to respect the fact that not everybody is up on the backstory. So catch me up on the backstory. That's all I'm asking. Catch me up on the backstory.
So let me just ask you this. You said you're 41, correct?
Correct.
Good, because I'm 40. So you have no excuses, sir, okay, at all. You now the thing is for you is that I think you're either lazy or you just don't care for AEW. I think it's either one of the two. And I love you. I love your spirit. I love your spirit. I just don't love it right now. Now going back to what you just said. Now once again, I don't think you heard me about 10 minutes ago. I didn't know shit about New Japan, even though they was talking about the GOAT this, the GOAT that. Now remind you, you know who AJ Styles is, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the phenomenal one.
Did you even take the initiative to go back and see some of his matches against Okada? The same person that you say you don't know, right?
No,
see, that's your fault right there. Now, what
what are you talking about?
Hold on. You do have a computer, right? You don't have dial-up, right?
Like I don't. But here's
You have a device.
If you want me to enjoy your show that I'm watching, if you're the TV producer and you want me to enjoy this show that you are putting on for my entertainment, then you need to make sure I am properly knowledgeable about what you're about to show me on your TV show.
Hold on 1 second. Wait, Chris, wait.
Right.
Listen. What you just said, what you just said is like watching The Walking Dead first episode, season 6, and expecting that recap to give you the full rundown of how that show works. That is not how it works, bro. You can't do that. You can't just go in blind and be like, damn, I done caught up to Walking Dead season 6 after watching this recap. That's not how it works. Listen, bro, wait. Let me finish. Then you got it. I promise. Then you got it. Bro, that's the exact thing we're talking about. WWE has good promos, but you'll miss out on the small stuff if you don't watch it consistently. I get what you're saying with AEW.
True.
That does make sense. I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're totally wrong. But in reference to actual wrestling, you have to be able to understand the narrative of it before. You can't have the Kenny Omega you have now without watching Kenny Omega in New Japan. You don't get the Young Bucks you get now without understanding what the Young Bucks did in the Indies and New Japan. The reason why Chris is so adamant about you saying, hey, you should probably do your research before watching this show or for watching this actual athlete is because AEW is the actual product. They want you to watch AEW. You're missing out on the actual wrestler and who that person is when you don't research the wrestler. For example, Kenny Omega and Okada are one of the ones that had a 6-star match from Dave Meltzer, which not a lot of people know about because what people do is they listen to Meltzer and then they go back and watch the match. But then they don't do their research and due diligence to watch the actual match. What I'm saying to you is the following. If you want AEW to give you a certain aspect compared to what you're used to, that involves consistency and also studying. You can't say, they don't give me enough to know. Because you haven't learned, you haven't watched it. You can't just start mid-season and be like, I don't understand.
No, nigga, I've been watching AEW since the beginning. But the thing is that, like, so again, like so to me, I think the perfect example is this, right? Like, I think with like most of us who, if you're of a certain age, right, and you've been watching wrestling for a certain amount of time, then you probably think that Cody Rhodes should have won the title at WrestleMania 39. You like, absolutely not. You know the story. He was here. You know, his father was Dusty Rhodes, and he did this and he did that, and yada 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 yada. And for me, right, like I was in that camp. But what I realized, this is why they fucking get it right. What I realized is they're not booking the show for the fan who's been watching forever. They're booking the show for the 8-year-old fan who has no idea about fucking Stardust. And that 8-year-old fan is going to watch this 1.5, 2 years of Cody Rhodes that's happening right now, and they're going to be telling their kids about it when they're 28, 38.
You're right.
Okay?
You're
They're
right.
booking the show for the fans who are here now. In AEW, you need to book the show for the fans who are watching now. And I know you think that most of the people who are watching now are the same people who followed the Young Bucks from ROH and New Japan and all that other shit. But there are some, like myself, who I love wrestling. Like, don't try to tell me I'm not a hardcore. I'm hardcore.
WWE doesn't.
That's not what we're saying. That's not what I'm saying.
door.
I'm not judging your fandom. I'm just saying something very slight from what you said from your one point. What you said was that when you're watching something initially, that you don't want to have to go do research to find out who someone is. That's what you said. That's what I'm going off of.
And also to add on to what you, and like I said, I'm not bullying you. I'm just going based on the conversation so I can get a clear understanding of where you come. Shut the fuck up, my conscience. Be quiet. So my whole thing is that you said the following. You said keywords. You said research, which you say you don't do. Then you say you like wrestling, but then yet you're not willing to do your research to find out who the wrestler is. I mean, every wrestler has a backstory. That's what's so intriguing about wrestling, because wrestling is forever. It's like a product line. I said that on a couple of podcasts ago, whatever, when we were talking, me and Joe. And like I say, it's forever. Everybody, like, that's what's so cool about wrestling. Some shit about the 80s I don't know about. And sometimes I have to go back as a journalist, have to go back and research that shit. And I don't know shit about the fucking 80s. I just know that what's that? Hulkamania, WrestleMania, Ric Flair, and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Steroids. Let me tell you something, brother.
I mean, like, but my whole thing is that sometimes we have to go in time and we have to look up their backstories in order to get an understanding who this wrestler is. But if you don't do your research, you're going to be in that bubble talking about, I don't understand, I don't want to understand, because if they're not WWE, not saying that you are like that, but I'm just saying I'm getting some E-drone energy from you.
I don't know what that is. But yo, listen, like, I don't want to monopolize the speaking time. But here's the thing. Look, as a storyteller, right? As a storyteller, I'm a television producer, right? Like, you cannot rely on the idea that the fan has prior knowledge. I mean, again, if it's something like, if you're the NFL, right? Or if you're like the established, especially if you're trying to build a fan base, you're trying to build a following, you're trying to get new viewers, right? Like, and that's the position that AEW is in. Like, I know they have a very loyal, hardcore fan base that, again, like, the basic concept of AEW is, hey, what if New Japan had what if ROH had a lot of money behind it? Like, that's basically the concept of AEW. And so a lot of those people who have followed it from all those times, from ROH and New Japan, like, they have all the backstory of that. But if you want to keep a new fan, if you want to grab their attention, you gotta tell me why this matters now. And the only thing I can gather is that a lot of the shit we're seeing when they start doing that quote unquote dream match shit is this matters because of what they did before. But you need to prep the person who doesn't know that, and they do a terrible job of prepping the person who doesn't know that.
In order for me to cook a Thanksgiving dinner, an effective one, I'm not talking about that dry ass shit like some of these people be up there making or whatever, but I digress, whatever. I have to do my research, right? I have to get the ingredients, right? Moist. Right. So
Clearance.
shut the fuck up. Conscious, shut the fuck up. I didn't say that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me move on. So, in order for me to get the right ingredients, I have to do my research, right?
Yo,
right?
can I
Okay.
jump in?
If
Can I
you're
jump
Same
in?
thing
baking the
with
dinner,
wrestling.
yes.
Same thing
Trying
with
to jump in
wrestling.
here.
Okay, everybody want to talk about the Attitude Era, right? How can I find that out? I have to do my research, right?
Tag me in, coach.
How can I find out about ECW? How can I find out about WCW? Even though I don't like WCW, I have to do my research. I'm going to be talking about it on the podcast, right? I have to do my research. What is so different between AEW and WWE? Like y'all want to invest in the Attitude Era. Y'all talk about it so fucking much. In order for me to look at the Attitude Era or get a glimpse of the Attitude Era, I have to go back and I have to research and see what was going on in the Attitude Era. I mean, we got the cock on the peacock. You know what I'm saying? We can look at shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, yes, Conscience, that I have to pause. Shut the fuck up. I'm not pausing. Anyway, all I'm saying is that we have to take the time, if we are wrestling fans, quote unquote, sometimes we have to go in the past in order to find out what's going on in the present. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that takes time, and I know that some of us is lazy as fuck, and we don't want to do that. But do not sit here and tell me that you don't know something and you got access to so much information versus 20 years ago. If I wanted to go back and watch ECW, I didn't have that shit. Versus now, man, I can watch
All
a
right,
whole
let me just say this.
Hold on,
Obviously,
word.
yes.
Yo, let me
Access
jump
to
in
the,
this. I've been dying to jump
I'll
into the
make this
comments.
last point. Let me make this last point, and then I'm gonna go on mute. But like, listen, yes, obviously you have access to the information, but think about it like this, right? If you were to pick up the MCU at, let's just say you jumped in at Avengers Endgame, you'd be fine. If you jumped in at
No, you wouldn't.
Captain America,
No, you
you'd be
wouldn't.
fine. You'd be fine.
I told you let me go.
Tell the
Why would you
story.
say that?
Hold
Yeah,
on,
you
hold
just
on,
I'm
killed
hold
your
on.
done.
point.
Why would you
Let me,
say
let me,
that?
let me,
You
because
just killed your point,
they,
brother.
in
Why would you
every
say
No,
that?
movie,
I'm not doing this.
in
No.
every
I was
movie,
gonna
hold on,
save you,
listen,
bro.
listen,
No,
listen.
you do.
Told you let me go.
I watch these movies. I watch a lot of these Marvel movies with my wife, and my wife's
Nah,
not
you
like, she's
killed it.
not up on the comic books. She doesn't follow all the movies. Like, I watch every single one of the fucking MCU movies, but the way they do it, if you just happen to pick it up in Endgame, or if you happen to pick it up in Civil War, or if you happen to pick it up in Age of Ultron, like, you don't have to have seen all of it to enjoy the movie you're watching right now. That's the
Nah,
point. And wrestling
you
is the
had
type of story where I need to care about this. Like, again, some people they just want to see the dazzling feats of athleticism, and that's enough. The way I watch wrestling, I need to care about the characters. Again, Ricochet is a perfect example. He does the most dazzling shit in the ring, but like, why do I care about what's happening in the ring?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
You just said the following. I have to care about the characters. Your comparison with watching Avengers Endgame is exactly why you have to watch the other movies. You're not going to understand why Cap gets the hammer if you don't watch the other movies to see the point of that. That's why when you say, if I watch Avengers Endgame, I'll be fine. No, you won't. You'll miss so much, and you won't understand so much. Again, what you're saying is not completely wrong.
Yo, tag me in.
But-
Let me help him. Let me help him.
But there are aspects of it that don't make sense. Brian, go ahead, because you've been trying to go for a while, bro.
Yo, listen, first off, thank you so much. First time on the show. I had Chris on my show. I really appreciate it coming on. Great time.
What's
Yo,
up?
y'all had me blowing up the comments. I'm like, oh shit, this conversation crazy. But yo, listen, my man was on point until that last Avengers shit or whatever. He was on point. I've been saying the same thing, man. Not against AEW, not against WWE, not against anything. But in general, when you have somebody float over to your promotion, whether it be a long living legend or whether it be somebody who came from that promotion, went to somewhere else or whatever, WWE to New Japan, AEW to WWE, whatever. Like he was saying, you do have to establish their character in some way. There's no way you can just base their glory off of their legacy. If you feel me, you can go and research everything. You can follow every piece of history from that person. But at the same time, that if you didn't follow that journey with them, you're not going to be on the same page with them. If I went back and I didn't grow up in the era of Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man, and I went back and I researched everything from Macho Man, I might like the things that he did. I might be inspired by what he did. But I wasn't on that journey with him as that learning process, as that growing process that I met with him. You feel me? So it's like you do have to establish these characters in the audience's eyes at the present time, yo. So if I do see Okada on AEW fighting Daniel Bryan, I know that's Okada. I know he's got history in this business. I know he's legendary, but I don't love him. I'm not going to quit my job and hit the wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Like turn it on immediately so I can, be engaged in that way because I don't have that history with him. So I get what my man's saying in that level. But at the same time, you guys are right too, because it's like you also do have to kind of know where you're coming from. And there are means to find out about these people and say, oh, wow, that's why people love them so much. But I don't think that you can fully engage that same way. And Goldberg, let me tell you something, bro. Goldberg, he might have fucked up, and he wasn't Kenny Omega, but Goldberg was phenomenal, bro. Goldberg was phenomenal.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Goldberg
go back and watch them fucking matches. Goldberg.
I was on your side until you talked about Goldberg.
Dude, why the fuck you sounding like Jamie Foxx? Stop! Get the fuck out of my head!
I'm sorry, but Oldberg remind me of a goddamn spoiled milk and be rock for days.
Nah, get Oldberg out your head. Get Oldberg out your head. Forget him.
No, we can't because he was the one that almost killed the Undertaker with that vertical suplex.
Yeah, I know he had no business being there, okay? But when he speared Hogan at the Georgia Dome.
Man, I'll never give him that. All right. Now you ruined my whole mistake. You put Goldberg and Hogan in the same sentence. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm irritable. I'm tight. Okay, I'm tight. You put Goldberg and Hogan in the same. I'm tight. I'm done. I'm muted.
And like I said, like Brian, I get what you're saying, and I get what brother is saying as well. But the problem is that we in a different era, and I don't expect this era to go back 20 years. I don't, because they want something now. You know what I'm saying? It's the entitlement era. It's either you get it or you don't. It's either one of the two. But once again, I'm obsessed with wrestling, and once again, I will go back fucking 30 light years to see like what was going on. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. I want to hear. I want to see the backstory. If I'm invested, you know what I'm saying? If I'm invested in this wrestler, I want to know the whole shebang. I don't want to know what I just seen in 5 minutes. If he has a backstory, I want to go back and I want to see. Case in point, Swerve. Swerve is very interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to see his matches in Defy, Hog, WWE, AEW.
Yeah, TNA nigga to me, bro. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Swerve should be on TNA. I see him being the champion over there. Anywhere else, unbelievable to me.
I like that. I'm not even mad at that. I like that.
I'm not mad at that either. As a matter of fact, that's another topic that we can talk about. What do you guys think about Impact changing back to TNA?
I think it's a great thing.
I'm gonna say that right. I'm gonna say that right now. It's about damn freaking time. Thank God you changed back to TNA, and I've been waiting all day to hear that. I was like, "There's no way they say that. There's no way they."
Have a good night, Al.
Okay. I'm like, okay, that's it. Oh yeah. I'm going back. Watch.
So here's my thing with that. They can change their name. They can change the subtitle name or whatever. But if you are not promoting your shit, it's basically useless.
True. Very true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because like Impact had that issue. TNA, they didn't have that issue per se, but it's like, once again, if you're changing the name and you're still doing the same shit that you were doing yesterday, it's basically pointless.
Very true. The name change helps bring that new engagement.
And they plan on going to bigger venues too.
Their product as well.
I'm a regular Impact watcher. I actually like I've been watching Impact since like let me say like 08, 09, something like that. And so like I mean, like, look, their problem for the longest time has been perception. Right? Like they fell into, for whatever reason, like they just became the unpopular kid at the lunch table, the person that everybody wants to pick on, like, you know, and all the LOL TNA shit, like, that was their problem, was the perception of them. But I've been saying this about them for a long time, for the past at least year or so, right? It's 2023. It's 2023, and the think about it like this. The day TNA died was the day that the announcement came out that Spike TV was canceling the weekly show Impact. Like, that's the day TNA kind of died, like, officially. It wasn't just about the dirt sheet shitting on them. Like, they were basically done in the eyes of the public at that point. And it's a whole nother conversation, the fact that they're even still here today. That's a whole nother comedy of errors / resurrection story. That's a whole nother thing. But the point is, at this point, just like I said about the whole Cody Rhodes story, that 8-year-old fan has no idea about that shit. They have no idea about all the, you know, the bad news and the dirt sheets and TNA's horrible damaged brand name. They have no idea about that shit. So if you're TNA, Impact, whatever, if you're whatever, right? If you're TNA, you need to be focusing on, how do I make that fan? You know what I mean? How do I make that fan? Like, don't worry about me, okay? Like, don't worry about me. I've been here. I'm gonna be here. But you need to start focusing on that fan. And like what you said, the marketing has been a big issue. But I gotta say, I rolled my eyes initially at the TNA rebranding announcement. But when I've seen the buzz that has existed for just the past 24, 48 hours, God damn it, it worked. It worked. Yeah. And not only has it worked, but if you look at what they've done, they have consistently they've been retweeting and circulating the videos of all the fans who were there, and their biggest problem, the biggest thing they've needed to fight, was the perception that nobody watches their show and that nobody likes it. And if you look at their social media for the past again, 24, 48 hours, it hasn't been old clips of Sting and Christian Cage. It's been fans losing their shit at the announcement that TNA is coming back. And so that is the energy they need to keep. And if they can keep that, I think sky's the limit. Let me say one more thing. Scott D'Amore, the president of TNA, he went live on Facebook yesterday, and he said one little thing that really caught my ear. He said, like, it's a great time in wrestling right now, and, you know, no shade to anybody, but we're confident in what we do, and we're coming. I took that as a shot to AEW. And by that, I mean, he basically said, look, y'all have been crowned the number 2, and what are you doing with it? Like, so much of what we're seeing circulated surrounding AEW is what? The empty seats at the shows, right? And so again, AEW now has to fight this perception that they've cooled off, that people aren't going to the shows. And right now, TNA has all this buzz, all this momentum, that people are excited for the TNA name, and that they got something big coming at the turn of the year. And so I think the momentum with them at this moment is the best it's been since I can remember. And so I would say, you know, they still don't have like a major TV deal, but as far as momentum, which is the number one thing you need, they got it right now. They got it right now, and I think that their next move needs to be their best move, because they got to keep this rolling.
So let me ask you this. Let me kind of follow up with you, and then I'll bring it to Brian. Why are we so obsessed with empty seats? Why are we so obsessed with AEW, period? I mean, if you don't watch it, you just don't watch it. I'm not talking about you in particular, but this is just a general question. This is a question I've been wanting to know about for 5 years, okay? First of all, we always talk about that we need an alternative. Let's kind of go back, since we don't do our research. You understand me? Back in 2019, okay, 2019. Now, just roll with me. When AEW started getting buzzed and who's going to be there or whatever, on the roster, it was WWE fans and their fan base that was saying, hey, this is going to be a t-shirt company. They're not going to last for like fucking 6 months. But they were the same motherfuckers that said that they need an alternative to WWE because they was getting tired of them. So then, fast forward to 5 years, this is the number one. This is the second company like in the world right now, and we're so focused. Like they are focused on empty seats, blah blah blah. Couple of years ago, WWE was going through that same thing. We're going through cycles. We go through cycles, endless cycles. And people acting like that they ain't never seen this. I mean, listen, the indie scene is worse, but the indie scene is popping too. Bro, wrestling is popping. Period. And I don't understand why people are so obsessed with destroying one company because they feel some type of way. And I don't understand. You call yourself a wrestling fan, but then yet you want to see a company die. Now you want to talk about TNA. You talk about you like TNA so much, but yet you don't watch TNA. And I have the same fucking energy when they had before and after that announcement. I'm still not going to watch TNA because I still feel that they need to promote their shit a little bit better before me even watching their shit, before I even invest in watching their shit. You know what I'm saying? I just think that there's too much toxicity that is going on in professional wrestling today. They are worried about the most unnecessary shit. And I'm going to tell you this. The only reason why I am so critical about WWE because WWE been around for so long. If WWE was doing their fucking job like they should have been doing in the first fucking place, we wouldn't need these alternatives popping up or whatever. And as far as like TNA, AEW, WWE, I need the competition. WWE was wrong for monopolizing the whole spectrum of wrestling. Just because Vince McMahon is an insecure little fucking boy. And like I said, when he leaves, I'll be giving him a standing ovation. I said, you have done great in the business. You have did some bad shit in the business. But once again, we do not need your toxicity for our community. We just don't need it. We got enough bullshit that's going on. And I'm done.
I think
one at a time.
Real quick. I think at this point, the reason why the people are making such a stink about empty seats in the first place is more so on the bias of the I Told You shows and also the narrative that AEW came out swinging that they were going to try to compete with WWE, when in all actuality, their whole thought process was actually just being the alternative. What people don't understand is you need the AEW, you need the TNA, you need the indies in the first place for these things because it builds up and makes better actual wrestling in WWE. Triple H is in his bag when he has to compete with somebody. That's just facts. When it was NXT versus Raw versus SmackDown, he was in his bag. He was always making a great fucking show. To say all that, to say with like the toxicity and like actually the tribalism of it all, yeah, I get why people want to support their brand because you love your brand. That's fine. But understand it's a narrative where we all need each other, period. Like, it doesn't work. You don't get Adam Cole if you don't have PWG. You don't get the Young Bucks if you don't have New Japan. The version of Kenny Omega that we know and love, you don't get that unless you go to New Japan or your PWG or whatever else. Battle of LA in PWG is where some of the best wrestlers come out of. And people don't even realize that you need those things. That's all I got. I'm done.
Brian?
Let me tell y'all
this. Go ahead. Fine. I'll go after.
All right. I was going to tell y'all a story, but let me just break this down. So I agree everything y'all say 100%. So the story was that I made a video and then I was posting my reaction. It was from Raw. I think it was Omos versus Mustafa Ali. And I was like, and I made a video. I had the camera around. I was like, Mustafa Ali is trash. And I mean, like, I mean, it was my own opinion, but then I get so much hate. Not hate, but I get so much videos of the backlash.
Dislikes.
Yeah, yes. It was dislikes, but the videos, the Stitch, the ones, the girl who obsessed with Dolph Ziggler, Renee, and she stitched it, and I'm like, she said, and she put it on her Twitter, and I was like, she was like, y'all keep hating on the man that you want a heel and blah blah blah. Make that make sense, because I don't understand some stuff she said. I don't like I said before. I don't hate the girl, but that's my own opinion. If I don't like Mustafa Ali, that's my own opinion. I don't like him. I mean, he was cool in Retribution. I get that, but he loses all the. He won. Well, cheat and won the match same time. I don't give a fuck. But what I'm saying, I digress. But anyway, he lose the match. You got beat up by almost a giant ass dude, squished like a basketball and flat. Like, damn. I'm sorry, but that's what I say, and I'm done.
Yeah, and the thing about this is like I'm just going to just comment on what you said and then give it to Brian finally.
Okay.
So my whole thing is, don't get discouraged when someone is taking your video and putting it on their social media feed. Number one, that's more power to you because that's giving you more praise. I don't give it once again, like people stitch my shit all the time. I would say I am one of the most controversial podcasters in the business right now because, like I said, I have no chill at all. Shut the fuck up, conscious. I was not talking to you anyway. So I don't give a fuck. I have no chill. You know what I'm saying? Like I have people that support me, but then don't support me at the same time. And like I say, that's fine because I came in this earth by myself and I'm gonna leave out this earth by myself. So I don't give a fuck if you are with me, against me, doesn't matter. You're not affecting my coin, so I don't give a fuck. My whole thing is like I said, this is your opinion and that's it. So keep it moving. Right. Keep doing what you're doing because basically she got triggered based off what you said. So keep doing what you're doing.
Because she stitched it and she put it on her Twitter and the one wrestler she comments on her Twitter of the videos that Mustafa Ali's trash was Ali himself tweeted that shit, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like,
it is.
Is he a good wrestler? Yeah, he is, but at the same time, WWE seen something different. Like, and that was a couple of times. This man was in the middle of a storyline and got squashed twice. Yeah. First, he was supposed to be WWE champion, but Kofi Kingston got entered in that spot. Then he was supposed to be North American champion. Got fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just crazy. Brian, go ahead, bro.
Hey, Chris, I just want to say I definitely do. Like, I understand everything that you were saying, like, about, AEW and just like people's opinions, basically. Just like my man was just saying, like, you got to remember, man, one of the best things about this, industry is that you have the ability to pick a side. You have the ability to pick a wrestler, whatever, man, and love them whoever way. You got heel turns, face turns, whatever. You literally have the chance to, do whatever you want in this industry. It's like football, it's like basketball, whatever. Right. So it's like when you pick your competition and you like WWE, and then you hear about AEW, you hear about NA. Like these are all options. You know what I'm saying? If you're a wrestling fan and you just like to adapt to everything, then go ahead and fucking follow everything, bro. You got 300 fucking hours to watch a wrestling a week. Go ahead. You feel me?
Including the cock or the peacock. Yes.
There you go. There you go.
May I say something?
There we go.
And the only.
But
conscious that's my last time telling you.
I'm gonna say something to Brian.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, when you were saying about the the empty seats and everything, man. Like, I think one of the biggest reasons is, I think my man said in my hot takes, the conscious over there. I think he said it best when it was like, they came out swinging, bro, and I don't think that they were acting like they weren't gonna go up against. I think AEW came out pretty blatantly, was like, yo, listen, we're coming for you, like we're coming for your neck, like yo, we next in line. With Cody Smash and Triple H.
There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Like, I mean...
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But you got to acknowledge it. If you're going to present yourself in that way, you got to be understandable when Triple H and them is like, all right, motherfucker, you coming? Undertaker, Stone Cold, every fucking wrestler superstar we ever had. You want to put your show on a Tuesday night with my show? I'm going to put my... You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to respect the competition. You want the competition, so respect the competition.
See, this is where I got to stop you. So the thing is, like, I can respect the competition, but if you have to go out and get fossils in order to compete with a piss tank company that you said 4 years ago, then that means that you trash. That means
No,
you
no.
don't
See,
believe-
I can't
that
do
means that
Fossils
you
did
don't believe-
numbers.
I hate that narrative.
So-
Just
That's
saying.
not the go. Somebody else go. Somebody
No,
else.
that,
No,
I
so the
understand.
NPC
I'm saying,
thing,
what is the
the-
narrative?
like, I've been
my
to-
whole thing is.
Chris,
Oh,
I know
go
what
ahead.
you're
I'm
saying,
sorry.
bro.
Go ahead.
But it's just,
no,
but I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take too much. But just like you just said, like I agree with you. I don't even feel like they had to do that. I feel like they wanted to do that. I feel like they wanted to, like
It
we
was
just said.
petty. Yeah.
It's basically on some. I don't even know if it's petty. I think it's more of like
No, it
like
was
your
petty.
muscle, like
Because
your
first
muscle.
of all, nobody asked the Undertaker to come out of bed.
Bro, you
Who
don't
asked
gotta
you
have
that?
to. I mean, but when he do, you know that motherfucker is going to be lit on the screen, and that's where
But
it's
it
going to be
was
at.
unnecessary, though. That's my whole
It
thing.
was. They could have put
It
John
was,
Cena on there and probably squashed the ratings. Let's be real.
Nobody give a
Just
fuck about
that
that
would
damn
have
they
been.
did put
popsicle.
John Cena on there.
I'm saying
did.
just John Cena. Just John Cena. I think that would have done it. But it was a fucking overkill. And I feel
But
like, just saying, like, you know, they had empty seats.
like I was
and
in
they
the
just-
arena on at Title Tuesday. There was you know, when people say the empty seats, that side that the people keep taking pictures of is where the hard camera is. They don't want. There's not a lot of people back up behind there because there's the one part with the hard camera. There's a lot of
Exactly.
production.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
That's
Yeah.
true.
There was still more empty seats though. But yeah, that is true.
But
But
it's like
that
once
was
once
not.
again, like I said, you so concerned with empty seats. That's where I have to question.
It matters, bro.
What is your? Are you want them? Do you want them to fail or
No,
like?
no,
I mean,
no. That's not it. It's not about them failing. It's about the acknowledgement. At the end of the day, I love AEW for what they're giving to the wrestling industry. I love the fact that we have competition again. I grew up WCW, WWE. I stopped watching fucking WWE at one point when NWO was red hot because I couldn't watch. I was young and shit. I was watching just one or the other, Nitro or Raw. And I went to fucking Nitro some nights. But that's the thing. When you have competition, bro, competition is going to show. So it's like, if I'm watching, what's it called? I'm seeing pictures and I'm like, damn, Edge is on fucking AEW giving a speech, but I see pictures with nothing but empty seats he's talking to. My engagement is kind of like, holy shit, why the fuck ain't nobody there? I don't see that on WWE. So now the competition is speaking. And that's my only point. I don't want them to fail. I love them, yo.
I get you. I totally get you. But see, like the thing about it is that you know, WWE needs to have this same energy when they're going against MLB Game 7
NFL,
you know what I'm saying, NFL, like all the other competition. If you got that same energy for AEW, you need to have that competition for the other competition as well, because that competition kills you too on Tuesdays and Fridays and Thursdays and Wednesdays
Monday.
and shit. You know,
Right.
on Monday. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to have that same energy, you need to have that same energy for all around. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, I'm going to
But they not
obsess
wrestling
myself
though.
with
That's all though,
AEW.
Chris. They not wrestling though. That's the only thing. There's no way for them to
But
compete
it's
with
still
football.
hurting you in the ratings, though.
Yeah.
They don't have to wrestle. Still hurting you in the ratings. I mean, because like WWE been struggling against NFL, and that is not even a wrestling company. That is a football.
Yeah, you ain't.
But I
you ain't
digress.
touching the NFL.
Just saying. Ain't trying to be petty, but I'm just saying.
All them days, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. The only person I see on WWE on TV to this day, and when Limerick come back, I'm gonna be screaming. I'm gonna my baby girl Limerick.
But no, y'all, like, this has been a very healthy conversation, very great conversation. I mean, we hit all cylinders this evening. So we're gonna go around for final thoughts. So I will go with Brian, then just work my way up. So Brian, what is your final thought?
Nah, man, I just want to say thanks again, bro. It's been fun coming on. I've been watching y'all, ever since I met you, Chris, and been a lot of fun. I was on another show earlier. I got invited to do another show with my boy Warren Marlowe in the comments there, and it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, man, I love this talk. Like you said, one thing I do agree with you on more than anything is I ain't in it to see nobody fail, bro. Like, I love all of these guys. Like, at some point, all of these guys, Daniel Bryan and Edge and Christian, like, these are legends. The Hardy, come on, bro. The Hardy was my favorite tag team of all time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got no hate. I joke around, I talk shit, because it's fun. That's what we do on shows. Like, but I love this shit, bro. I've been watching wrestling since I was fucking 5 years old, damn near, in 1991, SummerSlam. So it all started for me. And I literally am just great to meet new people like you guys and fucking engage in these awesome conversations. And that's what it's about for me, bros. That's my passion. But thank you guys so much. Much love and to the channel and everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Mr. Jody, go ahead.
My final thought is my final thought will be that time last week, Halloween Havoc, when Braun Breaker told Melo, you attack Trick, and Melo keep denying it. And if you all go back to that time when Triple H was the one that did that to Shawn Michaels, they're gonna go, and I'm saying it right now, night 2, Melo gonna reveal he was the one that attacked Trick Williams, because Melo keep denying it, so he's gonna break. He's gonna break night 2. It's gonna go that same reverse when Triple H got that little evil smirk. It's like that Triple H evil smirk that he was the one did that Shawn Michaels in the past, but Melo gonna do the same thing and he's gonna reveal it.
Okay, all right. X-Bum, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for letting me on, and I tried to get you to your 10K likes, but I guess it didn't happen.
No, it's all good, bro.
It's all good, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you, and you guys have a good night.
Cool. You too. Where's go ahead? Are you still up?
Yo, this was a lot of fun. Everybody, if you in the chat, follow your boy. I'm trying to get my followers up so I can go live like these fine gentlemen do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, me too. Follow Wearance right now.
But yeah, listen, man, this is a lot of fun. I love talking wrestling. Feel free to hit me up with any, tag me in any of your wrestling related videos or content. And yeah, man, this is fun. Thank you guys for holding a space for us to, chat about this TV show we like, and keep making fun content we can all enjoy.
Thank you, Kenta. You're next.
I want to first apologize for not being as engaged as I usually am. I was completing some homework. My bad.
So good. So you use this as in like entertainment, right? I get it.
Yeah, it's like a cute little listening thing.
Just make sure that you graduate.
I'm trying. I'm so tired of my school.
Really good at that.
First off, make sure that you graduate.
What's your school situation? Are you in college, high school? Where you at?
Why are you trying to sexually entice me?
I don't know why you think that graduating is sexual. This is weird.
No, but you're in my ear though. Like you know what? Me and you gonna have a talk off in here, so Anyway, Kenta, I'm sorry. Finish your homework, sweetie. And yeah.
Also, check out Mike Bailey versus Will Ospreay at Impact Bound for Glory. That is a 10 out of 10 match in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a great fucking match.
Mr. Light Skin, conscience. I don't want to go to you right now because I'm so upset with you right now. Just why you? You know what? Anyway, just speak. Just talk.
Finish us off with a imaginary soapbox. Imaginary soapbox.
Imaginary soapbox.
Okay, first off, thank you guys for following the live. Thank you guys for being in the heart of the debates and catering. Thank you guys for following me on How to Take Wrestling Podcast. I'm almost at 2,700. Thank you for following Heels for Life Wrestling. Thanks for following everybody. Everybody follow everybody. Engage. Love on everybody. Toxic State before the night. Toxic State before the night.
Education is not sexy.
Get out of my ear!
Oh my God.
Chris, you need to put the phone down and stay off Twitter. You sick freak.
My take is that I will stay horny and I don't care. I don't care because my conscience is worse than me. Even though he's sitting up here acting like he a Virgin Mary, but he is more sluttier than me. So
that is true.
But thank you for.
I came across an account on Twitter today called Agent Angels, and now my algorithm is all fucked up.
Hey, Twitter does that, bro. Twitter does that. I randomly came across some random I don't even know what it was. Like I get ghetto fights now, but I don't get the good fights. I get like
and you know what? I get titty sucking too. Like, you know, the baby sucking on the titty on here, and I'm just whatever. Like, it's starting to become
so weird.
Breastfeeding video.
Yeah, it is.
One.
Why would
It's just the one, and then all of a sudden it's like 8 or 9.
Right? Yeah, like it's a train. I'm like,
it doesn't.
Whatever.
It doesn't make sense.
Why are we doing tutorials on sucking titties? Like, what are we doing?
I don't get that.
Send it my way. Send it my way.
I mean, because like if you don't know how to suck, I mean, you know. Anyway,
all right, that's my.
Everybody, have a wonderful week. We'll see you guys next Tuesday on our regular time, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. Until that time, I'm your host, Mr. Team Bring It Chris. You know, what I'm saying, for the hashtag Heels for Life Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all that good shit. Mr. Plug your shit.
Follow me on Hot Tech Wrestling. Follow the podcast, Hot Tech Wrestling Podcast as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. Do good. Be nice to people. All that other jazz. Be good.
And be slutty. Good night.
Be slutty. Enjoy.